All right, everybody, welcome back to Movie Talks and Chill, continuation of day two, Sunscreen Film Festival. We had so many great interviews so far.
Exactly.
Sounds like we're going to have another one right now.
Yeah. More to come.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of days and a lot of time. But you guys know who we are already. Why don't we introduce ourselves to our special guests here?
Hi, I'm Kimberly DiPersia. I am the artistic director of All the Line Studio and Incubator.
I'm Jeffrey Rembert. I'm the managing director and curator for All the Line Studio.
Thank you very well. So we got a couple films you actually told us about it that we got here. So why don't you give us a little bit of info on what we got going on here?
So we have two films playing in the festival. The first is The Velveteen Actor. It's a short film. It's a one-take drama about an actor preparing backstage before he goes to perform. So it's all about him confronting these doubts, these self-doubts about himself as a performer. Can he rise to the challenge? Can he really be authentic as an actor? And then we have a musical short film called What About Paris? And it's got a love story in it. It starts off in a nursing home. There's an old man. He's humming this melody. He's a little bit of dementia. And so his granddaughter's like, what's going inside your head of that? What's going on inside that head of yours? And we get whisked away to a 1950s love story. So it's two very different feels. But we've produced it with our production company, All the Line Studio and Incubator. So.
Oh, very nice. And you're part of you were the director on this?
I was the co-director of Velveteen, and I wrote the script for What About Paris?
Okay.
And then Kimberly directed Paris and was part of the production team for Velveteen Actor. So
Nice.
we're involved in everything.
That's the best way to be. So, once you find that production connection with somebody, you find like a symmetry, and a synergy with them. So that's awesome. So kind of give us a little background, like what kind of inspired these ideas?
For What About Paris, was kind of came from an idea from me spending time with my grandfather, who was he was getting some dementia and he recently passed. But before that, he would talk so much about when he met my grandmother and their meeting, love at first sight, and just all the time it just filled him with such joy. And so he was an actor. He performed in musical theater, inspired me to perform in the first place as an actor. And so kind of out of that just spun, we have these elderly, we have people that are losing their memories. What are those memories? And what do they keep inside of them that sometimes they can't even communicate to the outside world? And so I kind of took that idea and pushed it off to Jeff. And wrote this whole love story backdrop, which is complete fiction, but it's spawned from that idea. So yeah.
And so when you go back into that time, when you go back into the 50s, is it set kind of in the same style shooting from the present time, or do we go to almost like a black and white, or is it just a completely different tone? How does that work?
We actually reversed it. So present day is black and white.
Okay.
And the memories are vibrant color.
Okay.
That type of thing, because he's in this dementia state, he's lost, and but then the memories are just so alive for him. So we reversed it. We twisted it.
In fact, we approached the color from the standpoint of watching 50s musicals. We wanted to color like it was a 1950s movie.
Okay.
So that if you watched it, and if you're old enough, you go, I know this look, and Kimberly, the editing team, pulled it off. They really did.
No, and I do like the idea of that, because what pops into my head, kind of like you said, it's the memories are vibrant, and then but with the dementia thing, the black and white, it's almost like someone's going, so they're losing stuff, because it's a sad state of affairs. But I guess that you might want to say that might be how someone looks at things. Just at that point, it's black and white. It's just everything's plain, because you don't have that thought process to really enjoy things or anything like that. So it would be kind of dulled out, I guess you would say. Not.
And then on the flip side for the Velveteen Actor, that was inspired. So we have a Next Step screenplay series that we do, stage original feature-length screenplays in front of a live audience. So it's kind of a mix between a stage show and just like a reading. And one of one of the scripts that we did was called Planet Orson, and it was a biopic about Orson Welles.
Okay.
The lead actor that played Orson in the stage reading, you know, he went through a lot to portray Orson Welles. Like, he went all into it. Like, he did studying, did research, like, he got the whole thing down. And after that experience, his name is Jeffrey S. Herman. He was like, he's like, I went through all this self-doubt as an actor, like confronting this role, approaching this giant of a man. And he wrote this kind of meditation, this reflection, the actor's thoughts approaching it. And then, you know, we made it into a film. So nice.
And Orson Welles is not an easy person to portray. He was a great man, but a very unique man.
Yes. Yes.
And a very distinctive voice as well.
Very distinct. Yes. And Jeffrey in the reading, he did a fantastic job really narrowing that Orson voice. So
But when we did the stage reading and we were casting that for Orson, he was the first and only name we considered.
Oh, really?
I mean, he's Orson.
Like, this is it. This is the one.
So then when he came to us with this script, he was like, yeah, no one else can do it anyway, and we want to be a part of it.
Very nice.
So he wrote the script for the movie.
He wrote the script, he's the star of it, and he and I co-directed.
Excellent.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what would you say was maybe one of the interesting stories that I don't like saying difficult moments, but interesting stories like while film, like that came up, maybe something you had to change midday or something you had no idea that would happen, end up coming out wonderfully.
oh man, that's a lot of
Well, other than the debate amongst our crew, whether our leads in What About Paris, are they together? Are they not together? We're not really sure. Their chemistry is so good.
they had really, really good chemistry.
And it was real chemistry.
Mhm.
Off camera, they were just real good
They are
friends.
together. They are both very
Yeah. It was like, it was fun letting everyone debate because I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I think one of the challenges, though, with the Velveteen Actor was we filmed it as a one take. So from start to finish, it's 8.5 minutes. And so we rehearsed that. And our cinematographer, he'd worked for a long time as a gaffer with us. And then when we were talking about we wanted to be a cinematographer, we had him on a previous short film. And then we were like, he is the guy to do it. So, you know, him going from doing gaffing to becoming like one of our top cinematographers and really, really nailing the cinematography. We screened a different take of the film at the OIF challenge. It's in Orlando, and Fernan Laura Roborio, who was the cinematographer, won Best Cinematography. So to see him go from gaffing to being like an award-winning cinematographer, I think that's one of our best stories. And just a little bit about All the Line Studio and Incubator. So we're launched with the idea that very collaborative, like every single position on set is important and valued. And, you know, and someone that starts as a PA could be a director tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think he really exemplifies what we try to do with All the Line, because we want to incubate not just talent, not just like written works and scripts, but also talent and people as well. So I think that's one of him.
And I got to make a comment on that. An 8-minute one take. That's pretty impressive. I mean,
Lots of rehearsal. Lots of rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of rehearsal, and we did 15 takes of it. And the one that's screening, and it screened this morning, very well received. That was our final take at 15. So
okay.
yeah.
Last but not least.
Yes.
No, that's awesome. And you said, so did they both premiere today? Or did it
What About Paris plays tomorrow
tomorrow? Okay.
at 12:50. So
Okay.
And what location were all these shot? Were both of them shot at the same place in Orlando or different?
completely different. Velveteen Actor was filmed at the Rahone Theater in Frostproof, Florida.
Okay.
It's an old theater. I think it's like over 100 years old. So like,
wow.
really cool to film there. And then What About Paris? We filmed at multiple locations. We filmed at the Jack Kerouac House, which is in Winter Park, Orlando. We filmed at the Athens Theater in DeLand, which is also an old theater too. And then we filmed at Theater West End, which is in Sanford, for like our internal stage things. And I think that's all the locations, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, just recently, they're now doing in Tampa, they're redoing the Tampa Theater because that's actually officially 100 years old now. So they're doing a complete
It will
retrofit,
be in October.
or will be in October,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the sentiment.
But yeah, 20, it's came
Can
out
we
in
use it?
26. What that? I'm sure at some point when they reopen it, it'll probably be much nicer once they're done with it. But they're actually doing it back to, renovating it back to the original.
Wow.
Yeah,
And it's never changed. So it's still got the,
They're using the same paint, like
Yep.
the architecture style to bring it back out and like make it more vibrant.
it's still got the same orchestra pit
Yeah.
that has always had. They never changed that. So everything's been the same, but now they're just, just trying to revive it back to its original life.
We actually got invited to one of the last premieres that they did there for
St. Nick of Bethlehem.
St. Nick of Bethlehem.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, a couple of friends of ours who do the movie. Well, actually,
And
one of
they-
them is the programming director here, and he does Scatter Brothers Productions, and they did a movie. With
Mr.
Danny
Danny
Roebuck. Yeah. And so they were premiering it. We got to see the screen early, and then they were premiering it around Christmas time in like early December.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like one of the last things they were going to play there before they started the renovation, because renovation started in March and it's going to go to October. But October of 1926 is when it was open, so they're hoping to have it fully reopened 100 years later. So if you ever do another movie where you need an old theater,
Go there. Yeah. I'm sure we will need it. That's our
At the very least, use it for a premiere.
and we are in no way connected to it, so we don't get
No,
any kind of
no, we
special
can't.
kickback for recommending it.
Just invite us.
Yeah. So my other question would be like, what kind of got you into filmmaking? Like everybody's got a different path, so.
I started out as an actress, so I just theater, loving Shakespeare, and I went to NYU Tisch for acting, and then was doing theater for a while, and then, of course, as you do, you fall into film and television, and then started to self-produce work. So I, started doing web series and short films and everything, and I just really loved the movie magic, of making films. And then I also was like, oh, I'm kind of good at producing. I'm good at making stuff and stuff happen, and so that kind of just kept going. And I gained more experience, worked in production in New York for like Netflix and Showtime and Amazon and other things like that. And and just I really enjoy doing independent filmmaking and bringing new scripts and voices to life. And I direct, I write, I act, I edit, I produce, I wear so many hats, sometimes I forget which one I'm on. But yeah, I love it all. So, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I came out of the newspaper world. I was a sports writer.
Okay.
I covered football. There's nothing else to really cover in the news. Wrote columns, made up stuff. But I gradually just started changing the things I write, short stories. Ran into Kimberly in an iteration before On the Line. She got me hooked on writing sketches, 2 or 3 minute sketches.
Okay.
And then it would film it. So I could write it, and then a week later I could see it live. That is so cool.
Isn't that
Who
a good
knew that
feeling?
technology existed?
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's gold, man.
And it's just gradually gone from that, from writing sketches to short stories to writing feature plays.
Nice. And I will say, kind of to your point, like we said with independent film, even though you wear a lot of hats, as opposed to the studio world, the big Hollywood world, you have a lot more control over things. Your vision is a lot more visible than with any other studio type project. It's not like you just get hired on to write a story and then next thing you know, okay, we're taking it, we're going to do whatever we want with it. Or, you're directing it, and then next thing you know, they don't like what you're doing, so you're fired, and they'll bring somebody else in, and it's completely different after. So that's always been, in my opinion, with independent film, the nice thing about it. And also, I think it's truer to the heart, because at the end of the day, it is a lot harder. I mean, technology at least is advanced enough to where it's more affordable for people to do. But as far as being easier to control stuff or change stuff up, it's so much nicer.
And you find that a lot of these scripts are very personal, and they come from such a deep-rooted place. For instance, we're in development for our first feature film, and it's called The Bridge at Midnight. And the writer wrote it about his struggles with depression. And so it deals with mental illness, it deals with depression and suicide and all of that. And those very heavy topics, but it comes from him working that through himself, and then he put it out in this beautiful script. So we're working on getting that made, and we'll be filming it, of course, in Florida as well.
Okay.
But you really see these personal connections that the writers get to put into their. You get to see the differences, especially like going to a festival like this. You see each person kind of really represented, this personal expression of their art, their thoughts, their points of view about the world, what they just find funny, like their humor, and it's like this personal stamps of expression out there, and it's really beautiful. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, whether it be like a specific way, they shoot the scene, or the music they chose for the, for the intro or background, or just to highlight a point. That's what I've grown. Like I've always enjoyed film, which is why we joined Tony on the podcast. But like until I got started speaking with actors, directors, like people in the industry, I never really got that in depth of an understanding from my side. It's a whole new world opened up to me, and it's beautiful.
And we've been watching these films, and we don't look at these films as competitions, but as an opportunity to learn from other creators, and you'll see them take the exact same topics as we do, and how they spin it, how they tell it, because they have to tell it their way, and it's fascinating to see what they come up with. And then we look at what we do, and I mean we're impressed with what we do, but some of the talent here is incredible, and it's moving to watch some of these movies, and this includes the funny ones.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah.
And that's one thing we've seen over the years of doing this here, and just meeting people outside, doing interviews outside is on our normal weekly episodes and everything, because we also host interviews with people all over the country. Some Australia at one time.
Yeah, we have
People that reach out to us. Here's our movie. Can you review it for us? Because they find us and stuff. But just seeing, like you said, the different views of everybody, or the different tones, and the way you could take the same theme, but tell a completely different story, and be like, well, that works too. Well, this one works too. Well, this works too. So there's a lot of ways you can see something through that lens. Just a matter of, also, I mean, as we're movie lovers, and we're for what we do and talking about it, and as filmmakers yourselves, you're movie lovers, but not everybody can see that. They can understand where that stance comes from. Like, there are more ways than one to see how a film is done.
Well, one thing that we push with all the line, among the things we do, make sure everyone gets paid, make sure everyone has opportunity to grow, find other things they can do within the industry, is that, we tell people we do films, we do stage productions, but we primarily tell stories. Film and stage just happens to be the way we do it.
Right.
Yeah, but
The story is really what matters to us, all that matters.
I think it really does come down to story. You can have a film that might not be like $1 million production value, but it can rip your heart out if it's the story, the right story, or make you just completely laugh like crazy or really relate to. Story is the essence. And you can have $1 million budget and a story that is awful and doesn't go anywhere.
Yep.
But you really care about the story and telling really good points of view, just things that really matter for humanity, personal expression, and just life.
Well, like you said too, I mean, like you look at these Hollywood blockbusters, if you want to call them that, or these big budget movies, and sometimes it's just like, okay, that was great. A lot of flash, a lot of CGI, no substance, or at bare minimum is very little substance. Okay, we had a storyline. I understood what we were supposed to do here, what the experience is supposed to be, but really it's just flashy showmanship. So and again, we've gotten a chance to screen some of the films before they come into Sunscreen before, because we partner with them on that stuff, and it's really, but we've found some really good movies. I mean, there's been a lot of really good movies, anything from a short to a full-length feature, whether it has an A-list actor in it by chance, or it's got a B actor, or just an average no-name person they're doing their first film. But we have found,
Or even several of the screeners that we've been set to, to review. Ad hoc. We've been fortunate enough to have PR firms reach out to us that, people we've never met before, and they're trying to promote their movie, Cuisino Apocalypse.
That was
That was a very good one. Oh man, I'm blanking on Nick Ross movie.
Hanky Panky.
Hanky Panky. Yes, that was another funny horror movie. It was
A little more off the beat
Oh, yeah,
path and stuff,
absolutely,
and
but
very
still
quirky, and so it's not a movie for we really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But we can enjoy a lot of things, but just to be clear, it's not me.
I mean, I'm sorry when your best character is the killer hat.
Yeah,
It's
had a handkerchief that talks and
it's
is a hat that
hilarious.
kills people.
Yeah, it's
Live action. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
things going on, but the actors were great. I mean, they just you're watching this, you're like, oh my god, this is kind of really goofy, but they were so bought into it that you believed
yeah.
that they really believed it was happening, and I'm like, oh man, that's awesome.
Well, that's we've been fortunate, especially in the Central Florida area. I mean, there's some really good actors in town. I mean, why they're not, bigger, I don't know. But there's so much talent, and whenever we do our movies, we fall upon the right people. We can find good actors, then we find good actors who are the right people for that role,
Yeah.
and then their chemistry, and we walk away just really feeling good when we're done with a project, knowing that we've done the best work we can because they've done the best work they can.
Yeah, casting is fun and also heart-wrenching too, because like I love saying to someone, we cast you in the role, congratulations. And I hate telling someone, I'm so sorry we went with someone else for the role.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you get more of the no's than you do the yeses.
Yeah. But you do remember, and starting out as an actress, like until you're on the other side of the table, you take it personally, like, oh my God, why did they hate me? Oh man, and that's on the other side. You're like, oh my gosh, I just saw I could cast this film, 6 different ways and have an amazing cast, but I could only cast it once. And, but you remember the people better. And I've had actors and actresses that I haven't cast in a particular film. The next one, they're the first person that I call. So it's like, if you do good work and you put it out there and you maintain great relationships, it'll come back to you in some way.
Oh, absolutely. And another thing too with the festival here is what we've seen is been here 1 year, and then people collaborate together, meet and greet, and next thing you know, the next year they're coming with a movie that they just did together. I mean, we've seen them more than once. I mean, so it's a great collaborative film festival. Is this your first year being here? Or?
My first.
I was here last year with a
Okay.
sci-fi short called Saving Cycle.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's such an amazing experience. I was like, we have to submit our films again this round. So I'm so glad that we were able to come back to Sunscreen.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that was a sci-fi movie, so we jump on every genre.
Yeah.
If it's a good story, we're going to tell it.
Yeah, all of them.
So what's your process that you have on how you pick which project that you go after?
First we just read the script of, it's not often we just say, okay, we're looking for this type of script. Velveteen Actor, we were not going to do a one-taker. We just didn't think we couldn't find scripts that would meet the challenge we wanted to take on. 24 hours later, Jeffrey Herman sends us a script. 24 hours after that, we're calling him up. Let's do this, because it resonated with us.
Yeah.
But most time we read everything people submit. Give them that respect. We're going to look at your script, tell you what we think. And then it gets down to, is it a story? Are there characters in there, good or bad, that you can root for, that you want to know what's going to happen next? And do we have a story that's going to take people on a bit of a roller coaster?
Sure.
And if we get those things,
That's
we're thinking about putting it on stage or putting it on film.
One thing about All the Line is that we have a collective, we like to call it. So it's cast, crew, people that we've worked together on different projects, and we kind of come together. We do workshops, we have meetings where everyone comes together. We just want to really grow and expand the local community of filmmakers in Orlando and really give people opportunities. So we have a lot of people that have started out where they've been an actor or they've been, just like a PA, and they are like, oh, I'm inspired to write something, and we have opportunities. We have workshops. We just did a scene study workshop where we took scenes from people's scripts that they were writing, cast them with actors. The actors workshopped the scenes and presented them, and we gave feedback. So we try to do these. We have our Next Step screenplay series with feature-length screenplays. We stage those. We've done it as well with short films, scripts as well. And some of those films have gone on to be greenlit by us.
Okay.
So it's a great way. It's really fun because, writers, you write a script and then, unless you have all the means to make something, it just kind of sits, in your drawer or in your computer. But we give an opportunity for people to work their material. And then sometimes it just really clicks and we're like, oh man, this is great. We have to make this movie. And then sometimes it's like, okay, that was so good. It's still not ready yet to be a film. This is the work to do it, and we give that feedback. So we're all about cultivating the talent in the writing. So we just have a really good base of people that are solid writers, that are aspiring writers, like beginner writers at all different levels that share their work.
Nice. And speaking of workshops, have you had an opportunity to check out any of the workshops or the panels that they've done here?
Yes, I just went to the copyright IP one earlier today, and that was so fascinating. And copious notes, learned a lot, and we're going to be hitting up the rest, as many as we can later for the rest of the.
Actually, we got a collective, and from the collective, we got a small band of people that help Kimberly and I run all the line. And they all have certain jobs, and they're running around this festival as well.
Oh, nice.
And they're covering workshops and panels so that we can cover everything.
You divided and conquering.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's Davis. That's
Like
right.
it.
So
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
So one of the questions, or a couple of the questions I had. So as filmmakers, do you derive inspiration from any particular, is there a director or some producer or cinematographer that you've kind of looked at and said, I like that style. I want to change a little bit, but I like kind of how they do things.
I can't say there's one in particular.
Okay.
It's like with Velveteen when we were discussing that. There was a debate for a while, black and white, color. When do we go to color? And the same thing with Paris. We tend to throw a lot of black and white in when we can, and that's what I love. But it's just, I'll see something that maybe Scorsese will do, and then I'll see something Tarantino or a Greta or someone else will do, and I like them all. It just depends on the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're willing to change our style to fit the story.
Okay.
We're not committed.
Yeah, I think we've hopped genres, just whatever serves the story. So I have a sci-fi film that just started the festival circuit, and that one we filmed kind of like an old V movie. So we have a practical spaceship that we put in front of a green screen instead of So just kind of looking at each film and being like, how do we solve this? How do we represent it the way? And then you just kind of pull different styles. I like to have that eclectic mix and just whatever serves the story.
Oh, very nice. I kind of like that idea, going back to using some practical, purposely trying to make this is how they did it back then, or this is how they did it when they didn't have all this CGI or when they didn't have all this stuff. Kind of reminds me of kind of going back to that earlier comment about the 8-minute one take. There's a very popular scene that was one of the few that was actually in one take as well. I mean, they did it probably multiple times, but they actually were able to do it, and it's in the original Superman. There's that scene that it was Richard Donner, did that original one, and there's a scene on there where Superman's talking to Lois on her balcony. He meets her, he's doing the interview, she learns all about him, where he's from, blah, 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 and then he has to go fly away. And then he shows up at her front door as Clark Kent. Well, if you watch that, and this is really going back to stylization, they said they went back and there's a biography about it or a documentary about it, and that was a one take. So when he flies off on his strings or whatever, somehow they detach it so fast, the camera then pans with her. She walks into her apartment, walks to the door, and he's sitting there fully dressed. It was one take. They never cut anything.
Oh my gosh, that's so.
It just made me. As soon as you said that earlier, it was something in my head. I'm like, oh, I can't forget to bring that up. But
I've got to watch it again.
go back and watch it, and you tell me if you see any cuts whatsoever. And there isn't. And back then, to kind of go back to that point of like practical effects, he's on strings and wires, so somehow had to detach his harness, get him into his suit. Because if you really watch it, it's only a matter of like 45 seconds, a minute, something like that.
Well, like when we did Paris, we had done a musical. I mean, she's been in musicals as an actress, but I've watched them. That's it. But we talked about it. And she said, "Yeah, why not? Let's give this a shot. Let's create our style, our own look. We're going to create our own musical," and it worked. But there's no fear with our group, apparently.
Well, that's the best. That's the best way to go about it, though, because if you have hesitation on anything, you're going to have doubt. If you have doubt, then you're going to start second guessing things, and then you're going to change up stuff that may be gold. Like you said, it sounds to me like you guys have at least been on the fortunate end of you find the right people for the right part at the right time or with the right chemistry. So that's great.
But the whole team, again, going back to like our collective, like building people that you know and trust and want to collaborate with again and again, because I've done the thing where you're hopping around and every single gig you get, you're completely working with a new people. And then you have to adjust. And so there's this learning curve and you're like, and things can get bumpy and you might not always hit it off well. But if you establish a team that you're consistently working with, so much of the work is done for you before you even set them set.
Yeah.
You're all on the same page. You all kind of know the vision, you know the vibe, you just know what the standards are on set.
The general flow of everything that has got to go to get it from point A to B.
Exactly. And we keep working with the same people over and over again. We bring new people on as well because we're like, you're cool, come join us. But as we continue to grow, it's all about working with a consistent team. So I think that solves a lot of problems in production.
And you also can anticipate everybody else. Like you anticipate what somebody else's needs are or what they anticipate what you expect. And that's nice because then it's just like, you're just one machine at that point. Every piston's firing just at the right time and the engine's running perfectly. You're not overheating, and you get to point A to point B there.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about it, especially when, as a director, knowing that the whole team has got my back, right? And I can just focus on the moments with the actors and know that everything else is running smoothly. It's a wonderful trust system to have in place. And it makes it really fun too, because then you can just focus on the fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. It makes it to the point where it's not a job.
Yeah.
It's not strictly a job.
Yeah. You're not showing up to something every day. Then okay, here we go. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
You got that passion, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think both these ideas sound really cool. Is there anything for the audience as far as where they can kind of find you guys at? Is there any contact info, email, or any social media?
We have a website, alltheminestudio.com. We also have an Instagram, Facebook, just search for us. You can find us. One note is we're also a nonprofit. So the idea of creating these films and projects from a nonprofit standpoint. So if you're interested and want to donate, want to, be a part of, our journey, you can follow us and support us on our website and elsewhere. So
Nice. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come up and talk to us. This what it's all about for us. We love it. And, we love having, meeting other people. As we always say, deep diving into your filmmaking art and celebrating your vision. That's what we love to do. So we really want to thank you guys for joining us for our little podcast here at Sunscreen Film Festival.
Thank you very much.
thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely. And for you viewers out there, like we say always, continuation, Sunscreen Day 2, a lot more to come, a lot more days to go, a lot more interviews to go. But it's been great. But until then, for the next time on Movie Talks at Chill, we are your hosts. Know who we are. So we're special guests.
Kimberly DiPersia.
Jeffrey Rembert.
All right, guys, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we are back here, Movie Talks and Chill, continuation of Day 2. You know who me and Gavin are. You don't need to hear who we are. Got Johnny here, though, with us. Johnny, how you doing, man?
What's up, buddy? How pretty guys doing?
Good, man.
You guys are back. We're back here in Sunscreen Film Festival.
Exactly.
Back again, man.
21 years. Yeah, thank you, man.
Oh, yes.
Excited.
Yep, and this is our 5th year now being here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, I met you guys last year
Yep.
I missed you guys last year. I was so busy.
Yep.
Last year I didn't even get to come up, and I want to interview with you guys. You guys
Yep.
have been really damn cool. So I'm glad I got to make it this year.
Absolutely, man. We're
That's
glad to have you, bro. So why don't you kind of tell? Like I said to you offline earlier. You know, I've seen your posts and stuff. You kind of been all over doing stuff. So why don't you give us a little bit of info what you've been up to?
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Johnny Vance, Johnny B Vance, Johnny Bravo. Mate, there you go. I come back. I come from the runway background, modeling background.
Mhm.
And then I've done some TV shows. I did reality TV show, and I really liked how reality TV did me. So you guys seen 90 Days Fiance, The Single Life? Not 90 Days Fiance, but the
same
spinoff.
Have not.
I didn't either. But
Yeah.
they caught me and they wanted me to do a secret date, a blind date.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Okay.
And I find out that I'm on reality TV. I'm like, man,
Okay.
I could have prepared a little bit better.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But it was a wild time. But that got me into independent film, and now I'm organizing films, film festivals. I'm volunteering. I'm delegating. I'm an actor also, and still doing rowing. So that's pretty much
We're gonna hit everything, man.
I got 8 film festivals under my belt, so it's
Nice.
work.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's why you see me around.
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah, man. So, are there any particular projects recently you can kind of talk?
Yeah,
Some
I
info?
can't say too much about this project just because I have that contract that I said.
Yeah.
I gotta be kind of quiet.
Yeah.
We don't need anyone messing anything up.
Yep.
Also, it's international, so we have 3 international spots that we're hitting up, and LA. So we're shooting in LA. But these filmmakers are just absolutely beautiful people. I met them over in Cannes Film Festival. I was accepted to last year.
Okay.
Got accepted again for my second year.
Nice.
So that's where I met them. And then they came to our film festival in Barcelona, Spain, Love Hope International Film Festival. And that's where I got my part in the movie. So that's my first lead.
Can I take a guess as to who this group is?
Yeah.
Was one of them Darwin by chance?
No.
No, really? Okay, I thought that was because I know I've seen some posts for you guys.
We're organized. We're organizers together.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay,
And that's the one.
I just know he was.
Barcelona.
I just know that he's been to Barcelona. He goes to Cannes and all that stuff. So that's how I was like,
Right.
oh yeah, he's. Yeah, we loved having him on. He's been on here a couple years in a row with his crew. You know, Cadius and Wilvesty and Edward. Yeah.
It's such a great team. We do a lot of
Nice.
things together. We're we're a family. Yep. And we all found each other here.
Yep.
Here in Sunscreen and Dunedin, or Gasparilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
mean, in Dunedin. So,
Very cool, man.
all that, all our.
How everything converges. Yeah.
It's just, it's insane. It is. I love this community. So yeah, I just left Valencia, Spain.
Okay.
And that was one of the locations of the 4 that I'm filming for this lead role. This company is out of LA, I believe it is, or Dallas, or in Russia. Only 3. We do that in 4 out of.
Somewhere around there.
So
Very cool, man.
it's exciting. Very exciting. What else can I say about the movie? You're gonna see a lot of cool stuff out of it.
Okay.
Besides the travel destinations, you're gonna see a lot of cool yachts, yacht parties, high elite people, a lot of money going around. You gotta see the high life.
Okay.
So anywhere I'm going is you're gonna know that there's the high.
That's the guys.
Okay, so that's the thing. So just imagine where we're gonna go internationally for that. Okay. I guess it's probably gonna be
Well, I'm sure you could at least give us like what the genre of the film is.
it's a romance.
Okay.
I am a romantic kind of guy, despite what people think, No, so it's a romance. There's some action, there's some thriller, I'm having to do some tuck and rolls and take some hits and disarm people with a gun and stuff like that. I've got training in that, so it's no problem, but yeah, it's pretty wild that I'm going from all this organizing to acting.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years since I've had a role, so I'm excited for it.
Excellent. I'm
man.
glad to get you back in there.
2 years.
That's awesome, man. And as far as because I know, go ahead. No, please.
You got so much to talk.
No, it's beef, man.
And before I forget, we have Blood Mist. I'm a producer in the film Blood Mist. This is my second role, second credit as a producer in a film.
Nice.
So the other one's a Hell of a Trip to Motel Delicias, and this one, Blood Mist. Blood Mist made it to Dunedin International Film, Gasparilla International Film, and Sunscreen. All right, and we made it to Chandler and Beverly Hills. So I just got back from Beverly Hills. So it's been an action-packed first 4 months of the year. Really action-packed.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh.
I don't even go to 4 cities in Pinellas County in 4 months. Yeah. What are you talking about, man? Like, this is as far as I've gone in Pinellas County for the first
I
time.
traveled here.
Yeah. Yeah. When I go,
See that spot across the street? That's my
yeah, not a world traveler like some people, you know. And so with your part here back at Sunscreen, you know, part organizer, you said, right?
So here I'm a volunteer.
Okay.
I do some delegation stuff, but you know, all these roles, you know, these are roles that I've learned through my other activities with film festivals. You know, over in Cannes, Festival de Cannes, Cannes Film Festival is how some people say Cannes. It's not Cannes. It's just Cannes. Fun. No,
But just Cannes.
That's a French or Cannes.
Yeah, no rap stuff.
Yeah, there's no.
No S.
No, man. I like things in plural.
But shoot.
So we're talking about like what you do here as a volunteer for
Yeah, that's
Sunscreen,
what I
yeah.
do here. Yeah. And you know, I enjoy the family. Starting off with Gasparilla,
Okay.
and you know, Kathy Cromer and introduced me to Julie, and those two have been my godmothers, if you will, here in the industry, and definitely support me and love what I do.
Man, very cool, man.
I enjoy it. I enjoy these film festivals.
Yeah.
If you guys have if these people have never, your viewers have never been to a film festival or any of our film festivals there, y'all need to come.
That's right.
Absolutely.
We've been trying to push it. We tell everybody.
yeah.
Like even when
Every year.
yeah, even when we do interviews with people from all over, like we get a bunch of people that send us their movies from like LA, New York, Texas, Chicago. Can you screen my film? And then we do a Zoom interview with them. So it's like we get a lot of people, but they're like, have you submitted it to Sunscreen? Have you heard about this film festival? A lot of them haven't. So we always just tell them, hey, check it out. Bring the thing in, man.
No, you show up. If you don't show up, you're missing out.
Yeah.
You gotta show up. You gotta get off your couch. You gotta
Mhm.
get out of your neighborhood, your house, whatever. You need to go to these functions and be seen. You gotta let everyone know about your brand. You have to. And these types of events are the best place for you to network and get your name known.
Oh, absolutely.
But you have to be ready to talk.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk. Can't just be a wallflower.
Right.
No.
Show up and just be hi.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. We're done.
Get your QR codes, get your social media, get your emails, get everything ready to show off, you know. You're the best salesperson of yourself.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, we've seen it from a lot of people in all the interviews we've had with everybody, all the filmmakers that have showcasing films here so far that we've gotten to interview, had the pleasure to interview so far. You know, said that they love the networking portion of it. But they really get into it, and they have their group. The couple we just got done interviewing a little bit ago, they said we have a whole team of people. Our production team is like we're dividing and conquering. So they have some people going to the panel, some people. So they're all kind of getting information for whatever areas that they kind of work in. And maybe
Exchange information.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's what we do in Cannes.
Yep, it's like Mission Impossible. You know, then they meet up and get all the secret information and put it together for a mission.
You know, I'm beginning to think those missions are possible.
Yes, they are, man. Yes, they are.
Especially with the team.
Yeah, right.
It can be, you know, with going solo, trying to do everything yourself.
Oh,
It's almost
It's a huge lift. Yeah.
it's almost impossible. You know, you can get really tired of, you know, having to do the phone calls and here, send this to DCM compared to this AVI file or whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, prompt or what is it called? Whatever kind of file type.
Yeah, file type.
Whatever file type it is. And
Like MP4, you know, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Got
yeah.
MPEGs, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Which version do you need? Yeah.
And I love too. It's like when you use like Zoom, they now change theirs to M4A4. I'm like, oh, we're adding another one now. We couldn't leave the M's alone. It's just
it's like people love these acronyms, don't they? It's all make acronyms.
Well, I mean, in back in the day, it was AVI because that was your analog,
Right.
I mean, and AVI is still because it's also one of the largest file types out there. You know, which means it's the cleanest as well.
Mhm.
But you know, MPEG kind of changed that a little bit. But you got to be very careful on your MPEG 4s. One MPEG 4 version versus another one. One's really compressed. You look like you're pixelated. One comes out clean. So
So MPEG and MP4 are different.
So well, no, the MP4 is an MPEG-4 basically.
Yeah.
But no, what I was saying is you could have two different types. Like you could download try to transfer a file into an MPEG-4 in one program, but then if you have a better program, like let's say Adobe Premiere or something, there's like 18 different versions of MPEG-4 that you can transfer it to, and it all depends on what type of resolution you want. So you have the MPEG-4 that's for YouTube based, which is usually going to be a better compression. You have the MPEG-4 that's built for smaller platform apps for like smaller screens. It's going to be a less compressed version because it's not going to be as pixelated because it's a smaller screen.
Bro, my brain. What in the world just happened here? What?
Yeah.
How my
So-
head's racing.
So when did the circus music kick in?
Can we just get the floppy disk?
Yeah, I know. I know.
If I've heard floppy, then floppy.
I aged myself the other day at work. I was like, they were like, well, what do you want me to do now? Yes, so click floppy disk in the top right. The what?
Oh my god.
The save icon. I hate this.
We're making ourselves look so old, guys. We should just shut her. Let's stop her. I look 21. Don't make me look.
Right? I'm old enough to drink. That's all you need.
So out of all the stuff you've done, and like let's say you said you really get into like film and the acting thing now, is there, and it doesn't have to be something that you've heard of, but what would be like one type of role you would really love to do?
Like many roles. I feel like I can do many, but I did this one role for a short film. I'm talking about bringing that back out. So I hopefully I think I got an email back from the director and writer of this story. But in this movie, it's called The Wasteland, Escaping Wasteland. I play a multiple personality disorder person. Okay, and I'm on the run. From a faction. It's like post-apocalyptic type vibe, Mad Max, Thunderdome, all that stuff. One of those types of films. In the faction, like I was running away from being a sex slave to this faction of all chicks. Lucky me, right?
It's a one-way street.
Death by sniff.
One-way street. They put me in the cage and then they pull me out when they just want to do the bike point. So I'm just like, it's not cool.
Anyways,
I like a challenge.
I can play multiple personalities. Been there, done that. Traumatic brain injury and all. Survived that. Healing. I've been healing. That's my main goal coming into film, but that's a different story. Maybe another interview.
Yeah.
Well, it's something villainous, I think.
Okay.
Like mad scientists.
Can be really mean.
Yeah.
I'm saying so. I grew up with a military family, special forces family, so I got a little bit of a knockaround, so I'm pretty tough with it. I know my things, thing or two, so I like to put that to work.
Nice.
But, damn, I think a villain would be cool. I love
Can't beat a villain, man.
Yeah, that's true.
but I want to be a superhero too.
Okay.
So maybe
I mean, don't we all though?
a villain turned superhero.
Yeah.
See, so
So the reverse doomsday.
So redemption story.
Yeah, redemption story.
Redemption story, man. It's like I don't know who did that. I'm trying to think of.
Frank Castle, the anti-hero.
Well, I mean, you have anti-heroes, and you've had. Well, I guess you say the same thing about Deadpool. You say the same thing about Wolverine.
Spider-Man to Deadpool, or not Deadpool, to Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Venom. Yeah,
100% Venom.
Yep. Absolutely. It's Spider-Man in the comics, in the America world and the MCU world. It's the Sony verse still technically owns Spider-Man. So
Hey, you leave Tom Hardy out of this.
I like the Venom movies. I'm just saying that they try to create an entire Spider-Verse without Spider-Man, and aside from Venom, none of them really worked, in my opinion. So they just need to let them. Give it to the MCU. Let them. It's clearly they know what they're doing. With
Sony, just sell it.
yeah, give it back.
Yeah, give it back.
Well, no, man, that's really cool, dude. We appreciate you coming up and kind of chatting with us here. We'll be here all weekend, so if you get a chance, you can come back up and let us know, man. And as your projects continue, we'll be in contact throughout time.
Say it's information, so we can make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate it, Johnny. Everybody, that is Johnny B Vance.
Yes, sir.
AKA, what was it, Johnny Bravo?
Johnny with the long hair.
Johnny with the long hair.
No.
Not
Johnny wants to be a villain with a turned superhero there. But yeah, so thank you so much, man. Guys, keep on checking us out as we continue with Sunscreen Film Festival. We're about to wrap up for today for day 2. We've had a lot of amazing interviews. Day 3 is coming tomorrow. We got a lot more to go, a lot more Sunscreen to go. But until then, for Movie Talks and Chill, we are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
And I'm Tony Vance.
All right, guys, take care.
Peace. Love you guys.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is day 3. Day 3.
Days.
What you were about to say.
Day something or other. And, we're on day 3 of Sunscreen Film Festival. We just got here, got it set up.
This is my second day.
This is your second day. Technically, your first full day.
Yes.
The first day was a half day, quarter day.
It was an hour and a half.
The first real day, which was really the second day of the festival, you were not here for.
Don't make my head hurt this early.
Yeah.
I just finished breakfast.
You should have seen, I made a Johnny B Vance's head spin when we
Oh,
got
yes.
into file types. I told him how many for different versions of MPEG-4 there was. Wait, there's more than one of
His
them.
face looked like mine when I used to tell you about finance.
Oh,
Or rather, yours.
my face.
Yeah.
usually.
Yes.
Now I just have follow-up questions.
Yeah.
No, I think he's got a lot now. But, no, yesterday was good.
Very
Actually,
good.
it was not good. It was great. Yesterday
Okay.
was great.
It's like, it wasn't good. I was like, oh, damn, where's this going? No, it's great.
Yeah. But we picked up a straggler. So,
Yeah.
I finally got off my lazy ass and came down here.
Yep.
Instead of doing my job.
Yeah. 3 breakfast sandwiches later.
yeah, 3.
I only ate 2 of them. I've got
I know.
one stashed away.
I don't know. Just in
Later.
case. Yeah. It's in your pockets.
Way to go there, Nugget Pockets.
I'm basically Cheeseburger Eddie.
Yeah. Randy.
Got the burgers.
Cheeseburger Randy.
Man, I just got burgers.
I'm
But
acting like a real Mick asshole right now.
But yeah, we got a lot of things going on today. There's a lot of films, blocks, workshops. Yesterday we went through just kind of some of the stuff that that was going on. So today we'll kind of do the same thing. American Spark was a narrative feature that started at 9 a.m. today. I'm not
At the
gonna
time
go
we're
through
recording, that was an hour ago.
Yep. He's got morning stuff. The high school shorts is today at 9:30. There was, so it's still,
It's that group that used to come in here when we first started.
well, it's going on today. So
Yeah.
maybe,
Well, they all graduated. They're all down at Barney's.
yeah, but I think the same teacher still brings everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
They may have something. We never know. We'll be the next generation.
Yeah.
And then we'll start doing prequels. With
Yeah,
our
right.
kids. We'll go backwards in time. But there's it looks like it's saying on here postponed for the Chicks Making Flicks thing at 10.
Yeah, that's what Doug was talking about yesterday.
Okay.
That got moved.
Okay, so I'm trying to see if they show when it got moved to.
Not yet.
Okay. There is the workshop, the acting agents and casting directors, what talent agents and casting directors need. So that looks good. We got another documentary, another workshop at 11:15, mid-length films. Let's see here, Around the World Shorts around 11:20. Made in Florida Part 2 is at noon. At 12:50, Lasting Impression Shorts.
I just want to skip down to 3 o'clock. There's a mid-length film called Run, Rabbit, and Glory Days. I just want to point out that the L in Glory is in parentheses. I kind of want to just watch that movie to see why the hell they did that.
Well, let's see here. Glory Days. Well, let's see. Hulk and Turtleneck have visited the same cabin for decades to rest, relax, and relieve their use.
They're Utes.
As two of the most infamous slashers to ever wield a knife, but when the lookalike daughter of one of their victims shows up with her girlfriend to get closure, the guys come out of retirement one last time to offer anything but healing.
Oh. Sounds like a real movie.
They should have parentheses the D instead of the L.
Yeah, no, right? Well,
Yeah.
right after that is the Heartstring short, so if any of us need a good cry, like, we can go watch that film.
Oh, so tomorrow, just a heads up for you for tomorrow.
Mm.
If we can, there is a short film. There's actually 2 films.
Yeah.
One's at 9:45 and one's at 10. We definitely think you should show up. It was the 9:45.
9:45.
Yeah, the 9:45 one.
Yeah.
We think you really like.
Hold on, I'm going to switch day on the schedule real quick.
It's in the short block. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was one of the groups that we met yesterday.
Yep.
So, and we think it's right up your alley. We think you'll really enjoy.
I think I found the movie that you're talking about, and I believe I will be watching that. Which one? It's called The Ode to Ron DeSantis.
No,
Nope,
Oh.
that's not the one. But keep thinking it's the one.
no, it's supposed to be like this romantic comedy thing.
Okay. River, do not pass me by.
Here's a good one. Here's a workshop at 2:30. Festivals, how to get into film festivals and the truth behind programming. So being that we're at a festival, that would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Another narrative feature at 2:15, The Haunting of Center Radio. Let's see here.
Sounds like your hotel that you stay in.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
There's a documentary called Dad Jeans at 3:45. And there's a Pitch Fest workshop today.
Yeah. That's probably always the popular one.
Yeah, buddy, there's comedy shorts. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I'm not going to read through every single thing on here. But
Yeah.
And then tonight is the big award ceremony and after party. That's always a really fun time. So we're looking forward to that one as well. And we had a couple people that we met up with yesterday that weren't able to come on today. So they're going to be joining us for a bit. Yeah, so we're just usually, like I said, around this time. And like yesterday, it's still kind of slow up,
Yeah.
you know.
Not until about 11, 12 o'clock.
Yep.
And then we'll start.
Get people randomly taking photos at our booth.
Yeah,
Which is
right?
awesome, because the more and more
The oyster film?
what's that? Oh, I don't remember the actual name of it. I've told the people I was gonna email them and get the official, but I know the time frame that it's at. So
It's in 9:45 is the documentary short block.
okay,
Is that what I'm supposed to watch?
it's no, I can't.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I thought they said 9:45 or 10. One of somebody was doing something at 10 and someone was at 9:45.
You're right.
And was it Hilda's? Yeah, hers was at one of those 2 time slots. So anyway, regardless, we'll take you in there. We'll get you all set up.
Yeah.
We'll get you fixed up.
Get you all fixed up.
Just remember to bring your tissues, because you might get a little bit of the feels.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not Brooker, the 10 o'clock feature film?
No, it's not a feature.
No.
Both of these are in the short block.
Yep.
So,
Gotcha.
but we'll keep you up to date and informed. But yeah, no, again, yesterday was a super big success. Just had a lot of fun. Again,
Bella LeBlanc roams the Louisiana swamp at night. After discovering a satanic ritual, a monstrous roar draws her deeper into the dark, chasing the unknown.
that's a feels movie, right?
Yeah, apparently.
That's a romantic comedy. But before we forget, though, just a big shout out to all the volunteers here, all the people that make the film festival.
Absolutely.
They've kind of changed up a little bit on the board this year, given some of the people on the board were extremely busy with their film projects and everything.
Projects, yeah.
Stupid jobs.
Because as they've said a million times before, and we've said it, the Sunscreen Film Festival is a festival by filmmakers for filmmakers. So everybody that's involved here is involved in film in one way or shape or form. So these guys were lucky enough. It's not a bad problem to have. They got their productions going. They're doing very well. So it just kind of didn't coincide probably with the time, but it was still a very smooth transition for us, just because a lot of people that were kind of taking over this year already knew us from the other years. So
Thankfully.
it moved in very nicely. So, thank you again to all the volunteers for everything they do.
Yeah.
For making this thing happen
For allowing us to do our nonsense upstairs.
and keeping this thing running smooth. Like, for these people, for the size of the event and everything going on, I mean, they do it pretty much like clockwork. There isn't a lot of things that are, at least in front,
Yeah.
the naked eye, that you can see that, there's any
There's probably videos in the back like, what the f- is happening?
Yeah, well, that's really anything.
Yeah.
But no, just be a huge shout out to them, and then also AMC Theaters for hosting the event. I believe it's Greenlight Cinema. Isn't that the other one that's screening some of the areas?
Could be.
I think they're allowing some over there. It's like a more boutique type movie theater.
Right.
If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, but I'm almost positive it's like Greenlight Cinema or something like that.
Take your word for it.
Yep.
And then
Sounds right to me.
and basically to anybody
Because it's the first time I'm hearing of it.
and anybody else, any other venue or anything that's hosting for after parties, events, mingles, mixers, all that good stuff. So
Tonight is creative loafing, right?
tonight's creative loafing. Yep, that's for the after party and award ceremony and all that good stuff.
Where we saw the first year, where we saw the guy from Karate Kid get his Lifetime Achievement Award.
That was the second year.
Oh, okay. Where they ran out of booze in like 20 minutes.
Yep,
With it.
Marty Cove.
Yeah, we asked Doug about that last night, and he said, "Don't worry." They learned their lesson.
You said, I don't know, dude. I'm out right now.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of chilling, enjoying things. So, all right. But yeah, I think that's just a quick, brief rundown. Just wanted to touch base with you guys first thing in the morning as we continuation of day 3, Sunscreen Film Festival.
If you could hear, and I've always